This is QTV News. I am Momudu Gajaga. Thanks for joining us. Coming up tonight, 28 Army Company commandos have completed a 2-month field training program, the first time such a tactical training has been done at home. The BRUSUBI area is again hit by water shortage. Residents say they are experiencing one of the worst such occurrences. Saudi Arabia's Chief of Defense Staff is on a brief visit to the Gambia, with cooperation high on the agenda. A Gambian organization in Norway makes a significant financial contribution towards the TRRC victims' reparations. For more on these and other stories, stay tuned. Welcome and thanks for joining us. This is QTV News. A 2-month field training exercise for 28 personnel of the Gambia Army ended on Thursday at the Lance Corporal Bojan Range in Brikama. As Aliu Sise reports, the event was attended by the Army High Command.
The operation will be conducted in 3 phases. Phase 1, movement from our ASI area to our Force RV. Phase 2.
Here is the operation room where Company Commander Captain David Njai is briefing the platoon commanders in readiness for a potential attack from enemies. They are being briefed on the formations, scenarios and movement of troops around the Lance Corporal Bojang Range in Brikama.
We're here at the Lance Corporal Bojang Range in Brikama, where these army officers are demonstrating what they have learned. This is part of efforts to better train the army for any eventuality. Present here are the Chief of Defense Staff, Masana Kinta, and other senior members of the Army Command.
This simulation exercise marks the end of a field training exercise meant to prepare the army for any eventuality. Lieutenant General Masana Kinte, Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, clarifies that the exercise does not mean that the country is under threat or anticipating an attack.
Training is important. The business of any military, in peacetime is to train, to prepare for the worst case scenario, because we will be called upon at some point, and we should be able to rise to the occasion when it happens. And that is why we lay a lot of emphasis on training, and not just training for training's sake, but training that you will be able to practice. And that is why things that we have learned in the comfort of the classroom and in our barracks, we come out in the field to be able to practice them. And in this day and age, it is the harder you train, we believe, the easier you will fight.
Director of Training, Colonel Seth Njai, and Army Commander General Mohamed Cham said though the course was short, the participants have learned something while observing some areas for improvement on the side of the company commander's briefing.
Weeks, and from what we have witnessed, at least the students have learned something. It's not simple to just go through such courses in 8 weeks and be able to understand everything, but at least they were able to, understand the basics.
The scheme of maneuver is okay, but I would have preferred him to use 2 platoons, so that at any one time he would have the superiority of power, firepower and men to be able to overrun the enemy position.
The Army Command said this is the first time just such a high-level tactical training has taken place at home. They are hoping to organize similar training in the future with the support of their development partners. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
The BRUSUBI area is again hit by water shortage. Apparently, this is a frequent problem. However, residents say they are experiencing one of the worst such occurrences. Bintu Kokar has more.
Residents say the water shortage has gone on for 2 weeks and is greatly affecting their normal daily activities. They also complain that they have received no information from NAWEC as to the cause of the problem. It has reached a point where desperate residents rent taxis, while vehicle owners use private cars to get water from other places. Some say they rely on generous neighbors who are privileged to have a borehole. Mbaisar, a resident, says residents of BRUSUBI have encountered water shortages for a long time, and it seems there is no solution to address the situation.
There was a time, a duration, that consecutively about 8 days we didn't get water. Now this second time, it's gone to 2 weeks. We haven't got water. So you can see we have some barrels that we use, take taxi and go and fetch water to our family members somewhere else.
Nato Barrow, also a resident, says they have been affected by water shortages for a long time, but that this is the worst.
Lack of water is just painful. We have been fetching water from others, and now we are just tired. If it was not for the help of these borehole owners, we will have not get water. Access to water is a problem in this area.
Yusufa Jame explains the challenges he and his family have been facing since the crisis started.
2 weeks almost now, we don't get no water, no nothing. We are just trying and struggling to find water to our family to feed themselves so that they can be clean and wash soils in our home. And even yesterday, I tried to find water, but still now we cannot make it. Until this morning, I tried to wake up, go to the turntable, so else I'm find water then.
Omar Tarawale gave his take on the issue.
From the beginning of BRUSUBI up to the end, all this suburb are not having water, and then it is very, very disturbing and then very, very heartbroken at all, definitely.
To get to the root of the problem, QTV went to Norway's Westfield branch for an answer, but the PRO was not available for comment. Someone from HR then informed us that the managing director will be issuing a press release about the BRUSUBI water shortage. Bintu Koka, QTV News.
The Saudi Chief of Defense Staff, General Fayed bin Hamid, arrived in Banjul on Thursday evening for an official visit. Aliou Cisse has more details.
General Fayed bin Hamid was received on arrival at the Banjul International Airport by his Gambian counterpart, General Masane Kinte. The two inspected a guard of honor mounted by security personnel. General Fayed is visiting the Gambia for the first time and is expected to take the opportunity to discuss possible security cooperation between Saudi Arabia and the Gambia. The Saudi Army Chief is expected to hold talks with General Masane Kinte and President Adama Barrow. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
The Gambian Association in Norway on Thursday donated a check of $100,000 to the TRRC. The money is meant for victims of human rights violations during Jammeh's rule. Babu Karsi has more on that story.
The association raised the money by conducting fundraising programs. Mam Said Njai and Sheikh Tijan Nyang, co-founders of the association in the early 70s, presented a check to the commissioners. Sheikh Tijan Nyang said the association has been working on different areas of development, including health, education, and other social activities.
We are presenting a check of $100,000 that would go toward the victims, some of whom for many years have been looking for assistance to heal their wounds, but unfortunately they didn't have the means or support to do so. And today, with this little amount, we do hope and pray that this little amount would go a long way in helping or healing the wounds of those who have suffered under the Alibaba's 22 years of torture and maltreatment. We pray for continued peace in this country, and thank you very much for the job that you have been doing, and may Allah continue to see your dreams come true.
The deputy chairperson of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, Adelaide Sose, who headed the TRRC's outreach diaspora engagement to Europe, thanked the donors for the kind gesture.
When we were leaving Norway, which was our last destination, they told us, we will send our monies later because we want to fundraise and make sure that we get the maximum amount of money rather than giving you just a small amount. And I want to thank the association for living up to their promise, because not everybody is able to live up to promises. And to thank them on behalf of the victims. This money is going direct into the reparations fund. Government has the primary responsibility of providing reparations. But the diaspora and people in this country have responded positively to supporting the government in this venture.
Babukar C, QTV News.
We will take a short commercial break. When we return, we hear about the installations of 500 bins in KMC as part of keeping the tourism development area clean.
Are you a shop owner, retailer, or working in other commercial industries? Customers are looking to buy things every day. Let them know where you are.
Life is sweet like chocolate.
Take part in QTV's marketplace and showcase your business to a large group of potential buyers.
The money is calling.
Call us on 32-444-44 or send us an email at marketing@qtv.gm for more details.
Man, you don't know what I've been.
You can also get in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. QTV Marketplace. Be noticed.
I'm the baddest in my category. Balling like I'm Curry. Shutting down everywhere.
Looking for internet for your free videos, pictures, chats, work, and school projects? Think free night browsing. QCell's free night browsing lets you browse the internet for free. Oh yeah. Get a data SIM, recharge a minimum of $500 and enjoy free browsing after 24 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. every night for 30 days. QCell, Sunubus. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is QTV News. As part of a campaign to install 500 dustbins within the Kanifing municipality, the Lord Mayor of KMC, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, presided over the inauguration of new waste collection bins for the tourism development area. Babukar C again.
The bins are expected to help reduce littering of waste products around the beaches to allow tourists, locals and other beach users to enjoy a clean and healthy environment. Jibril Jiba, Deputy Director of Don't Throw It, thanked the Lord Mayor for contracting Gambian youths to make the bins, thereby giving them the opportunity to express their talents.
Eradicate pollution through recycling and upcycling waste materials into different products that are environmentally friendly and accepted within the Gambian market and the sub-region, and create employments for the youth, contribute into socio-economic development and environmental sustainability of the Gambia for future generations. Remember, the sustenance of the earth is a responsibility upon every individual, and this is the type of environment that we were looking for 50 years. But now the Lord Mayor has created that environment. The environment that we need as youths, we want an environment where we can invent and innovate our country.
Lamin Bojang, head of the Gambia Tourism Board Sanitation Unit, said the Tourism Board spends about $6 to $7 million per annum on waste collection in the TDA area. He added that the KMC initiative would help reduce the cost.
Gambia Tourism Board has over 13 years ago initiated a unit that is called the Tourism Environment Sanitation Service Unit, and it employs about 22 youth. So I sat here listening to the gentleman talking, and I said, this is youth doing something, and there are youths on the beach also doing something. So it's the same thing. And also we targeted bombsters to create employment for them. So we spend about $6 to $7 million per annum on environment sanitation for the tourism sector. In fact, in the previous government, we used to have this question from the National Assembly as to whether it is our mandate to actually collect litter. We're spending so much money on it, and we said, well, at the time the council was seriously under-resourced, and we have to actually come in and support them. And now it's the other way around. We're not under-resourced, but the council now comes in to support what we're doing, which is really, really good.
Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Lord Mayor of KMC, said the initiative would solve three main problems within the municipality.
This is a project that pretty much solves three problems. One is youth unemployment, the other is recycling of old tires and wooden pallets, And the third is it's going to add a lot of value to our tourism sector. As the GT board representative said, tourism is a very vital sector in the Gambian economy. And of course, when tourists come to the Gambia, they would like to see a clean environment, and that's what brings them back over and over again. And this would add tremendous value, especially to Gambians who picnic at our beaches, to have bins around that they can throw their waste in. And this would really improve our environment, it would add to our economy, and it would improve the livelihoods of youths.
The Beans project is one among many that the municipality is embarking on to make sure that the campaign to install 500 dustbins within the KMC is fulfilled before the end of the year. Babukar C, QTV News.
Global Peace Initiative held an intergenerational dialogue on Thursday about concerns young people have about the world they will inherit. The event brought together decision makers, youth, government officials and private sector representatives to discuss holistic approaches to making the world a better place. Ajibintu Drame has more.
Global Peace is an initiative by the African Center for the Constructive Resolution of Disputes. The event sought to foster a global discussion among young future leaders, decision makers, government officials and members of the private sector to discuss what their aspirations for a better world should look like. Madi Jabate, country representative of the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, the Gambia, explains the global challenges faced by society.
When we look at it from a political point of view, it's just sovereignty, but then when we look at it from a very sustainable development goal perspective, it's that lack of equality and inclusion. You know, how do we ensure equality and inclusion?
Halifa Saleh, a National Assembly member, adds his take on the challenges of fundamental human rights.
Is what we now confront. How do we build a republic which will ensure that each citizen lives in liberty, dignity and prosperity is the fundamental question that we face. And poverty still exists. 48% of the population living on less than $1 a day. The state is a protector of citizens. Where is the protection of a woman who, faced with childbirth, difficult childbirth, cannot even see a hospital?
Fatoumata J. Jallo, Vice President of the University of the Gambia Students' Union, says what worries the youth, especially university students, are the chances of getting jobs once they complete their degrees. She urges students to be innovative and entrepreneurial, but raise concerns about who will help these students build their skills. ASP Laminjai, PRO Gambia Police, has this to say.
We use the environmental laws and all other laws to provide services to the Gambian people. This is a paradigm shift. The Gambia Police Force internally is doing a lot of reform process to ensure that we change the mindset of our officers themselves towards inclining to the provision of services, which of course is going to complement democratic tenets.
Similar intergenerational dialogues were held in Ghana, Kenya, Togo and South Africa, among others, during October. Global Peace was launched in 2018 by the chairperson, Mrs. Garza Marshall, at the United Nations General Assembly during Nelson Mandela Peace Summit in New York. This year, Global Peace is hosting 100 intergenerational dialogues in 100 cities across the world and concerns that young people have about the world they will lead in the future. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's have a quick look at our main news stories. 28 Army Company commandos have completed a 2-month field training program. The first such tactical training has been done at home. The BRUSUBI area is again hit by water shortage. Residents say they are experiencing one of the worst such occurrences. Saudi Arabia's Chief of Defense Staff is on a brief visit to the Gambia, with cooperation high on the agenda. A Gambian organization in Norway makes a significant financial contribution to the TRRC towards victims' reparations. That's all we have for you in this news edition. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for more news. Bye for now.